guys, today we are going Lovecraftian again. Yes, today I'm going to paint one of the Ugdru-Rashaar. I think that's the proper term. From the Carnevale game, look at that. It's one of those lovely large fishmen, some sort of a deep one version of the Venetian people. The Ugdru-Rashaar, those Aklo-speaking monstrosities, are quite easy to put together. This one was. There's a little, gap here, but I think that's quite all right. I didn't feel the need to fill it with any putty or anything. I think it's just quite all right that he has a fish heads with little sort of skin flaps and gills and all that. It's no, it's quite all right. So I like the sculpt. It's quite neat. Without it's not extraordinary by any means, but there are some lovely scales here and there, and squamous skin, and something that you can really play with textures and all that sort of thing, to be slick fish skin, amphibian, that sort of thing. Anyway, that is quite interesting. Look at his little bum here. There's even little scales sculpted on it. For more miniature legibility, I actually primed him yes, it's a him actually. Primed him grey, and then I sprayed some white on top for zenithal lighting. The base is nothing fancy, it's just green stuff on the holes, nothing special. As a matter of fact, I really like this setting and this faction for Carnevale. It's really fun to have done this whole Lovecraftian magic feel about that. I think we should turn to the master really to decide on our color scheme. The so-called official color scheme is greenish blue, mainly greenish, perhaps reminiscent of the color of the Venetian waters. However, Howard Phillips Lovecraft himself says that deep ones have a clear, whiter belly, and indeed blue or bluish green, dark blue-green scales, mainly blue. So that is what we'll do, and yes, I think that will be quite all right. So we'll start on the back scales. I think yes, there is a nice wolf grey here I wanted to try for more paints. This is my wet palette, just a bit of blue sponge and oven paper, really. Let me show you. Where is it? Yes, it is. There it is. This is our wolf grey from War Paints, which will be, I think, our main base color. And I think we'll have ash grey. Wolf grey is actually a type of blue. It's a blue grey, and we'll have ash grey right there. That'll be for our belly. This is just the base color, really. I'm going to take perhaps, yes. Oh, well. Yes, well, all right. We'll take a number 1 brush from Raphael. Let's see the size brush comparatively to the miniature. See, that's about right. It's a synthetic one. It's a little, it's starting to curve at the end, which doesn't really happen with sable ones, or at least it doesn't happen as quickly. It's quite all right. At least for base coating, it's really fine. I'll grab some wolf grey. The paints from Moa paints are really flowy, so we don't need to dilute them much, but I still dilute them about 50-50. I think it could even stand to be diluted slightly more. There. 60-40. 60% water, or thereabouts. That paint is really flowy. That is quite interesting to work with. I'm trying to cover all the areas that would be logically dark, such as the back of the hands, the back of the arms, and that sort of thing. This part of the head, at least the top of the head, really. I like the head of this deep one. It's almost like it's like an angry fish head, almost like one of these weird 18th century dolphin heads from heraldry, engravings, and old drawings of made from descriptions from people who stylized dolphins and really hadn't seen a single dolphin all their life. That was stylistically very beautiful. Makes me think of that, really. And it really is quite appropriate for the game, too. It's period specific. I'm still using the base coat as a guide. Not the base coat, the priming as a guide. As well, because we're dealing with a somewhat transparent coat, so I think the exterior of the legs here should be dark. The interior of the leg should be lighter, just like the belly. I think the bum should be lighter as well. The bottom of our fishman. Yes. It's been a while since I painted a fishman, actually. Ever since my young Call of Cthulhu days. My paint here is slightly too dilute, I think. Never mind. No, that's all right actually. The grey I'm using is actually very close to the grey I used for priming. I'm just basically correcting any overstep with the blue that I could have made. Since the paint is dilute, it will blend in quite well. I think, yes, I think we'll paint the interior of the hands in grey. The arms as well. Well, the interior of the arms, at least from the wrist to the crease of the elbow to the armpit. The position is also rather dynamic. It's really contorted and quite Lovecraftian. All right, now the inside of the legs. The horrible sinewy thighs. The bum here again, perhaps. Here, the back of the calf. You know what? I think I'll actually mix two colors here, 50-50, and end up with something that will enable me to blend the two colors much better. There we are. Yes, it's quite all right. It allows for a much better blend here. And on the sides here, I think I will, yes, blend it more. I bet you didn't expect that on a base coat. Didn't expect any blending. Well, just so happens that sometimes one needs to. Now, I think we should look at more blues. I'm looking for something that is bluish green. So I think I'll use, I don't know, what was that? Ah, well, yes, of course, Periscopes. Periscopes is always interesting. Dark blue-green color from Panzer Aces, Vallejo. There it is. I will use a finer brush, this one. It's a number 1 brush, synthetic brush from Humbrol. It's quite fine. It's about the equivalent of a number 0 brush from other brands. I'll get some Periscopes here and mix it in with our base color for the scales, so as to have a nice shading color. And I'll do washes of that, rather glazes of that here and there, wherever it needs shading. such as here. Starting with the left arm, because that's handy and easy, but really it doesn't matter. This is merely a wash. I'm sure. Yes, it's a very fishy color. I underline the muscles a bit here. Mussels, fish. Get it? No? Too bad a pun for you. I'm actually respecting zenithal lighting, but you don't have to actually. You may very well at home decide that the source of the light is quite different and somewhere else. Do as you please, really. I will not restrain you in any way. The advantage of this shading color is that it can also serve to shade some areas of the blue-gray, of the gray for the belly and all that. It's pretty multi-purpose, really. For tabletop quality, it's very easy to paint this one. It really takes the sculpt is such that it practically paints itself. It really it has grooves. You just have to paint it one color and wash it, and you'll have a very convincing fishman actually. But we're trying to do something a little better than that. I'm doing a wash over the face. Our color doesn't contrast too much with the base color, which is nice. Otherwise I wouldn't dare do such a liberal wash on our miniature. Same thing on the scales in the back. Here, underneath that arm, on these scales, so that the scales would be properly washed and shaded. This is only the first shading, so it's nothing too precise at that point, really. Just regular shading, regular washing, really. Still with the same color. Oh yes, I think inside the hand it needs a bit of blue. Well, let's not overstep too much on the grey of the belly, really. The limbs, it's fair game, but the belly really should be white. Oh, Actually too much periscopes in my mix. Put some more water and a little more of the blue, and there we go. No one will be the wiser, it's corrected. I love the fact that the skin around the hips and on the thighs is both scaly and slightly wrinkled. Still, this is actually a this is a male, quite obviously male deep one hybrid, or deep one rather. It's his genitals aren't apparent, thankfully, because it's well, he's a fish basically, so no apparent genitalia here, but actually there are some female equivalents in this range that are absolutely horrendous but beautifully sculpted. This is one of the big ones, this is one of the males. Right, the first shading is done. We'll do a second shading with pure periscopes. Near the scales here on the back of our fishy. Should probably be darker because there's some type of gradient going. Working in washes still allows for the relief to show through. Scales here, just underneath this time, perhaps. And then regular shading underneath the muscles. Here. More discreetly than what we used earlier. Perhaps a little bit here, just very, yeah, discreetly, with discretion, so to speak. Right, more of that blue. I think here underneath the knee to accentuate the lighting effects on the legs. Here there's a shadow as well on the hip. Well, right under the that V shape has some sort of love handle. Ugh. Disgusting. Just the mere idea of making love with a fish reminds me of one of my exes. I won't bore you with that. going again underneath the leg so as to accentuate any lighting effect. There. I think underneath the calf here, I think I should take some of the base color, which is, let me remind you, this one. And that I should indeed blend things with little dots here. Not really blending in, but yes, it blends things in, and it brings some sort of mottling to the skin of our foul creature here. Which is perhaps needed. It is also the start of some highlighting, perhaps. I will so far only do it in where it needs to be, where it needs blending, really. Mainly the limbs, really. Nothing. Yeah, well, yes, let's spread it a bit here. As usual, dilute paint does it. Dilute your paint, dilute your paint, dilute your paint. It's quite the simple advice, and yet no one does it. I don't know why. Doesn't cost more, doesn't take time. I'll shade the belly a bit with the blue, perhaps. There. Nothing too drastic. Right.